Hello, this is librarian Jennifer Bone, and in this video I'm going to show you how to look up articles in the library research database EBSCO. To get to the library webpage, go to swic.edu, hover over Student Services, and select Library from the drop-down list. Once you land on the library webpage, scroll down underneath the picture until you get to the blue Search widget. From here, you'll see it lands on the Article tab automatically. When you're searching for articles in EBSCO, it's the first one on the list and already pre-selected for you. Inside of EBSCO, if you hover over the title, you'll get abstracts and full-text articles from magazines and scholarly journals from all academic areas of study. In here, we can type in a topic and click Go. I'm going to type in early childhood education and click Go. When you land on the results list, it looks like this. In the center portion of the page, you'll see all of the results. By typing in the topic early childhood education, I get 27,000 articles coming up on that topic, which is huge. You'll see each one of these 27,000 is numbered from 1 to the very end. Each one has the title of the article in blue. Underneath, you'll see the authors listed. After the authors, you'll see the journal title or the magazine title. Then you'll see the date of publication, any volume or issue numbers, the page numbers it was located at in the particular magazine or journal, and then the total number of pages. All of those things are located very easily for you to see. Now, one thing you might ask yourself is, why is number 1 number 1? What put him at the top of the list? Why isn't number 2 number 1? And what they do is they look at your term that you've typed in as your keyword, and they see that term mentioned the most number of times within this article or the summary, and a combination of how many times they see early childhood education mentioned. Because right now, our articles are being retrieved using relevance. So it's kind of tallying up the most number of times it sees it. That makes it number 1 because it's the most relevant, because it has the most matches. You can make them alphabetical by source, which would be the journal title, or you can put the most recent article on top, which is date newest, or you can put the oldest article on top. If you would select the oldest, you might want to say, well, how old is the oldest article before I select it? On the left-hand side in the Refined Results column, you'll see in the Limit To section, there is a timeline, and my articles go all the way back to 1929 in this large group of 27,000. So just know that you can boss around all of your results just by using that drop-down list. Now, looking through 27,000 articles is going to be a big task. So once you know what you're researching or what your focus is in your paper, whether you're looking for maybe something with early childhood directors or early childhood education in daycare centers, you would want to add that to the search box. Now, when you're using a research database, they like you to add connector terms. And that means it's kind of like you're setting up an equation. You can use the words and, or not, and extend your search. So if I wanted to find articles about maybe curriculum and early childhood education, I could type in early childhood education and curriculum, and then click search. And I'll reduce down from 27,000 to 2,900. So I lost a whole bunch. And so that's fantastic because I want to kind of narrow it down so I can see what I have to look at. Now, as I look at this list, I can see the second one on my results list is talking about early childhood care in Uruguay. I really want to focus on the United States. So I can just type in and United States and click search. Now I have a much smaller group of 885, so this is very manageable. But as education students, there is a super awesome trick that I'm going to show you. So when you start searching in EBSCO from the front page of the library, Think of EBSCO as a shopping center or a shopping mall, just like St. Clair Square. There's no store called St. Clair Square, that's just what the mall's name is. The same thing works for EBSCO. It's the name of the product, but we select collections for students to search in. When you start from here, you'll see that after the description of the database, it says selected, and there are 3 things listed: Academic Search Complete, Mass Ultra, and Master File Premier. We consider those the anchor collections inside of EBSCO, much like Sears, JCPenney's, and Macy's. But there are different side stores that are in a mall, and there are smaller collections located in EBSCO. Let me show you where those live. So when you're back in EBSCO, to add those specialized education collections, right above the keyword search box, click on Choose Databases. These are all the collections that you can search in. You'll see the first 3 are automatically selected for you, and you can always hover over those yellow little speaking bubbles at the end, and it'll give you the summary over here on the right. For education, you would want to select ERIC, which stands for the Educational Resource Information Center, the Professional Development Collection, and the Teacher Reference Center. Once those 3 are selected, you have a total of 6. It takes you back to the front screen of EBSCO, but that's so you can rerun your search. If I click on that Show All, I can see now that I have all 6 ready to search right here. I just go ahead and use my same search strategy I was using before and click Search. Now I have increased from 885 to 2200, but a lot of these are coming from those specialized databases that focus on education. So once again, I can see I have my title here, and I can see some of them have links that say full text from ERIC. Some of them have links to something that says HTML or PDF full text. So the ERIC database is a big one for education. So if you ever click on this, it's going to take you to something outside of the EBSCO database, and you'll look more like this, but the actual text that you're going to find for the article, or sometimes a whole entire book, is going to be found over on the right-hand side where it says Download Full Text. And then here will be, this is a 19-page document right here. And if you wanted to download it, you can download it with this little download arrow or print. To leave ERIC, it opens in a new tab, so I can just click it closed and also click this tab closed to go back to my EBSCO results. So I can look at that. Now if I wanted to look at these full text articles, it's not 2 articles for this particular title. It's the same article just with 2 different packages. If I click on HTML full text, I get taken to just the paragraphs. It's just kind of copied and pasted inside of EBSCO. If I wanted to take it with me, the tools are located on the right for Google Drive. I can print, I can email, save. I can even have the citation written for me right here. And I can just scroll down to get, if I need APA or MLA, and copy and paste it wherever I need to take it with me. If I choose the email feature, I can email it to any email address that I want, just by typing it in here, whether it's the school or the personal email. And I can also send the citation pre-written to my email as well. If I wanted to look at the PDF version of the article, it's packaged a little bit different. That is an actual image of the original article. And sometimes when people do research, they like the original packaging because the page numbers are listed, and when they do citing within their paper, they can reference the exact page number. Now when you're using the PDF viewer to look at this, you'll see you still get your download and print, but then you also get your tools for Google Drive here in the little tiny slim toolbar on the right. You can email and get your citation here as well. You can hit your back button or you can hit results list to return back to the main list. You'll also see once you include ERIC as one of your databases that sometimes you'll get books in here as well. Now when you're looking at articles, sometimes it's worth it to scroll down and look at all of them to see what's on your topic, because it's not always the first 10 that's going to work best for you. You know how your paper is supposed to look or your assignment, so kind of looking at all of the things on the page might really work as a good method versus just dismissing it. And I know with Google, a lot of times people just look at the first couple hits and then they kind of change it or do something else. So if I get down here, I can look at article number 30 and say, oh my gosh, that might be something that I might work in my paper or something like that. So I can click on any of these links to look at that. You can also click on the title. If you click on the title, you get a more detailed look at this article. You'll get an abstract, which is the summary, and you'll also get these subject terms. And these subject terms are things that you can click on to do a new search. If I wanted to just go, oh, preschool teaching, I really want to focus on that, and I might have typed in preschool education. You can always click on this link to get additional lists and results lists with articles that talk about preschool teaching just by clicking on the link right there. You'll see I clicked on it and it's spinning, and now I can see all of the results that have come up to me. I can make sure by clicking on the Show All that I'm searching all 6 collections for those articles, and now I have 352 articles that I can look at to see to look at the articles on that subject area. If I want to go back to my search, I can click the back button, or there's this link that says Search History. If I do the drop-down box for Search History, I can look at all of the searches, search 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I can go rerun those results or click here and view those results from that last search. To get rid of all of these searches right here, all I have to do is click on Search History and those searches will collapse. Please know that EBSCO won't remember your search history after you leave your sessions, and it does have a timeout feature. Libraries are very into privacy, so they don't leave a lot of traces behind. So just always think of EBSCO as when you come in, it's like a puppy greeting you every day. Unlike Amazon, that will always remember what you're looking at. So keep that in mind. So as I look at this group, I can say, well, what's my oldest article in here? I can see that my articles go back to 1909. So I might want to change that date to 2010. Some of the entries in here are not going to have articles attached, like my number 1. If I wanted to get that number 1, what I would need to do is go back to the library webpage and fill out an article request, because there's no direct link to that particular article. If I wanted to remove these that don't have the full text article, I can just click on full text only, and that means that I will only get items that are full text published within this time frame. And I can also see those limiters set right up here at the top. There's also additional limiters that you can set in this Refine Results section. I can look at specific source types. If I only want academic journals, or if I only want magazines, I can check the boxes. If I wanted to look at the most popular hashtags or subject terms, I can look at these right here. Here's the top 6, but I can always click on Show More and say, I want to focus on early childhood education and curriculum in kindergarten. And then it'll show me that group of 17 articles. I can also look at any of these drop-down boxes as well. If I only wanted to look at some in some of the specific databases, I can just check the box for those too. So that's how the EBSCO database works, along with the specialized education collections that are inside it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask your librarian. Come to the Contact Us link, and you can contact myself or Samantha Rogers or Mark Light, and we'd be happy to help you with your research.